Alright, so this is what we do. We go onto a mobile home just like this, mark all our rafters, and the way we find them is by literally poking holes on each side of it. And then we pop a line down the middle of it. We do that everywhere. Poke a hole each side, find the dead center. And we do the same thing down here at the bottoms. Poke holes, just like this right here. Find the dead center. And then, so we're putting plywood down here, we're going to mark the outside edge right there with the black line so that when our plywood sits here, we can still find the bottom edges. Because what we're going to do is pop lines on that row again after we get them installed. Mobile homes like this, a lot of people get up on them and they don't realize that walking on them how much damage they do. And look at this. This is a seam of a mobile home. And this is what they do. They just come apart. So anytime we walk on a mobile home, we always try to be super careful not to have this happen. That's a big hole. That's insulation under that. So, and this particular mobile home is real rotted. And they've been caulking these seams. But eventually, after you caulk them so many times, it just doesn't work. So we've got a lot of open seams on this one. We're going to be really careful where we walk, obviously. One bad windstorm, this thing would have fell apart. Oh man, she's rotted. And it's rusted all the way through. Wow. Bad. Make sure you walk on the damn rafter. You'll go right through the kitchen. Please be careful. Plywood on this thing first. Anytime you're on top of your mobile home or somebody else's, or if somebody's on your mobile home, the most important thing, obviously, because it's not all plywood underneath there, would be to find your rafter. We mark all ours. And then we have them marked at the top through the other side because they join there. And we always try to make sure we step on them and don't get off them. So we pulled off this vent here that vents the guess that's heat duct. This thing has never been any good for a long time. Never vented out of the roof, that's for sure. So cheap type of hose. But anyway, we're gonna have to replace that for sure. If that thing's working, it's dumping all the heat into the attic. We don't want that. Removing the old ones, we're gonna put some new ones in. These gutters, going to put some new mobile home gutters. Let our rubber roll into the gutter, keep it from going behind it like it does, running down the windows. You know what it was last time? What? Oh. Yes, sir. Boys got plywood on it. Looking good. Ready to roll it out? So on this mobile home, some people say, hey, I sure would like to have a gutter. But in order to put a gutter on a mobile home, you got to attach it to the front. And what happens is it gets gaps behind it. It ends up overflowing, getting full of crap, running down the back of your house. So they don't really do that much good on a mobile home anyway. They're hard to install properly. And you got to put a lot of drilling going on, screws in the side of your house. And not to mention, like I said, the gaps that get behind it and water just goes, you end up caulking it and caulking it and caulking it forever. So the best thing to do really is just to replace the old gutters that come on these things. Sometimes they're real small. I don't like the small ones. If I was to replace them, I would replace them with a 2-inch gutter. And it's much better, in which is what we're going to do here. "50 feet by 15. Goes over the top, 14'2", overhang on both sides. We just go ahead and cut it 15 foot, gives us plenty. 20 feet wide, like I said. It's a 10-foot roll, folded in half. This is EPDM rubber. Kind of a grayish black. Pretty thick stuff though, like an inner tube. That's our